Tauros is the ninth boss of the Lunar New Year event in PokeMMO in the year 2025. Locations for the shrines are on screen. Kanto's Route 11 is particularly easy. You just head out from Vermilion to the east. Otherwise, Unova Abundant Shrine, if you have the Flyawk Arena, is also somewhat easy. The others are also probably straightforward. I haven't been to any of them, though. To start the battle, the boss uses Scary Face. That's a -2 speed to the player side of the field. I recommend using a Magic Bound Xatu that reflects the Scary Face from the Xatu back to the boss. The Scary Face will still apply to the rest of the Pokemon in your party, but the Xatu will be faster than the Tauros to allow it to easily set Tailwind. I recommend putting on the left side. We'll take a look at that in a second. But it will set Tailwind and cause your party to outspeed, so you don't have to worry about the speed stat and just do damage for the first turn. It uses Work Up, which is plus attack plus special attack at 75% and 40%. We're going to ignore that. And then at 33%, it will say it's preparing to unleash a flurry of attacks. That means I believe it's +7 priority. I don't think you can out prio it. So the following turn, all of its attacks will have +7 prio. There's nothing you can really do about it. What we're going to do is just use Rocky Helmet Pokemon. You can, as extra credit, use Sturdy Rocky Helmet Pokemon to do a bunch of damage to the boss and potentially get some damage off on that turn. And then the following turn, we'll just use either Naturally Fast or Scarfed Pokemon to do the final bits of damage, so we don't have to set Tailwind a second time during the fight. And a quick little cheat sheet for your reference. This is how we did the fight. We used the Magic Bound Xatu Tailwind. It's important that it goes on the left side. There's a Scarfed Tauros that spawns on the right side. I believe that's fixed. If it turns out not to be fixed, you can just reset until you get not Tauros so that you outspeed. But we'll use that Xatu to set Tailwind. We use Superior with Contrary to set Sweet Scent to allow Focus Blast and High Jump Kick to hit. I don't think we're struggling for damage in this fight, so you could probably get away with using just things like Aura Sphere and Close Combat to do enough damage. So you could lead with special attacking mons like Lucario or Blaziken or Infernape that you use for slacking to ignore Intimidate as well from that Tauros ad. So for the fighting types in the first turn, you want to deal with the Intimidate, and you can potentially ignore Sweet Scent to deal that extra damage rather than ensure your accuracy, though up to you if you want to have that evasion debuff. For the rest of the fight, you're just clicking fighting moves, and then on turn 6, because you'll no longer have Tailwind, you can just elect to use Scarf. We did end up having enough damage at the end that you might be able to just set Tailwind and finish it off with the final 3. Additionally, you can use Sturdy Rocky Helmet Pokemon in order to prevent, or to not prevent, to add some damage. And if any of them live, they'll get some additional damage on the boss. We're fine with things living after that. Those turn 6 Pokemon need to be faster than 244. I think Mienshao naturally outspeeds, and something like a Scarf Medicham will hit damage cap very easily with High Jump Kick or Close Combat if you're not using Sweet Scent. To begin, you'll see the Scary Face being applied to all of our Mons, as well as being Magic Bounced back to the Tauros. You'll see the Intimidate Tauros on the right side, so we have those special attackers in to click Focus Blast because we are using that Sweet Scent strategy. Like I said, potentially optional. You could just have more damage in that slot and use higher accuracy moves. But this is the best way to solve this turn 1 problem. In my opinion, you could probably get away with hazing as well and using damage later. That's a potential option, but Magic Bound Xatu is pretty fun to use, so might as well use it. Turn 2, we're using some staple close combat fighting mons. I believe a lot of them are hitting cap with 20% damage items or close to. So you aren't really starved for damage all that much, especially with the close combat users. The High Jump Kick users definitely not starved for damage. Hitmonlee and Medicham doing an absolute boatload of damage with a High Jump Kick. Lucario with Choice Band Choice Specs rather hits damage cap quite easily. So that's an easy one, and I believe somewhere we might have just seen it, or I think it's the following turn actually. Sorry, misspeaking here. So these turns are very straightforward. We're just maximizing our damage and doing some further strategizing in the chat there. So this turn, you'll see the Flurry of Attacks proc. There it is. The boss prepares to unleash a flurry of attacks. So that's how we know that the following turn will be in an increased priority state. So Tailwind is off here, and this is why we have to go with fast Pokemon late. I have a sturdy Magnezone in, which is not able to get Thunder off. No, the Ferrothorn gets Leech Seed off is what happened. So one of our Pokemon was able to get an attack off. This is just bonus, and then we do have enough damage at the end here to finish it off. On our previous attempt, we lacked the damage with just 3 Pokemon, and our last Tailwind, it was at 19%. So we eked out all that damage during the fight and had a pretty clean kill at the end. So those are some ways that you can get some more damage for the fight. Let me know if you have any questions. Document is in the description for the cheat sheet for reference, as well as those other bits. So yeah, good luck with Tauros. Not super hard, definitely a damage check, and getting those sequence of mechanics right. Pretty fair 4-star in my opinion. Good luck, have fun.